No, not mute your, no, mute yourself, not your.
Yes. Mark, we just bought a house here in Whitaker.
You're right.
Sorry.
You're on the TV.
All right, so can you all hear me online? Can you raise your hand? Can you hear me? Do I need a microphone?
I can hear you.
Thank you, Joanna. So everyone, welcome to the Whitaker Community Council meeting for November 13th. Just so that we're all on the same page, we do take off the month of December. So this will be our last council meeting, general meeting for the year of 2024. So we want to welcome everyone. My name is Margaret. I'm the chair of the Whitaker Community Council, and we're going to try to do some things a little different tonight. It's been a great year. We have a lot to celebrate. As those of you that read online, we're going to do kind of a meet and greet, and we'll see how it goes to try to include the people that are online as well as the people that are in the room. One thing just to let you know as we go through the meeting is recorded. So if you want to take your face off the screen, or if you're not comfortable with that, now's the time to do that, because right now, Jen right here, say hi, Jen. Jen does, she's our communications person, and she's taking care of the online portion. She's going to start recording the meeting right now. Oh, sorry. So if you have any questions throughout the meeting, if you have a comment that you want to say, for those of you that are online, if you look below, you can see there's a little hand down there. Julie, do you see where the little hand is? Will you raise it so people can see?
Yeah, raising my hand.
So you see how she raises her hand. What will happen at that point, if we're doing any questions, is there's also a chat. If you look at the buttons in there, you can open up the chat on the side. And then what will happen is that Jen will put your name in the chat, and we'll call your name as people have questions or want to make a comment. And anyone in the room, if you just raise your hand when it is your turn to be up, to ask a question, a comment, at that point, say hi, Julie.
Hello.
This is Julie. She's actually on our executive board. She is the WCC secretary. She's going to bring you over a mic. So it will make it real easy so people will be able to communicate well. So that being said, who's here to play a little bingo and have a little fun and would be interested in having a gift card? We have some from throughout the neighborhood, and Julie's going to talk to us about that and how that's going to work over the course of the evening. Thank you, Julie.
Hi, y'all. Do I need it? Can everybody hear me at home? I don't know how the mic is going to work for us.
See a thumbs up.
Is the mic on? Oh, the mic is on. Yay. Hear me. So my name is Julie Bowman. I'm the secretary here on the WCC. And we are going to play a little get to know our neighbors game tonight called Whitaker Bingo. Now, I've played this in person, and what we do is we walk around and meet each other, but because we're incorporating everyone online, we're going to do it a little different. If you're online, you should open up the chat box, which is on the bottom right of your screen. It's a little square thing. It looks like a text message, kind of. On your phone, it might be somewhere different. That's where you're going to find the link that was just shared so that you can get a bingo card to fill out at home. So while we have our public comment period, which is up next, you're going to have a chance to open up your bingo card if you care to play. There's more than one. Choose the one you think looks lucky. And after we have public
I
comment.
put them next to their names so that no one would pick the same ones.
I'm sorry, you've been assigned a lucky card. Jen knows which card is lucky for you, and so that's what we've got for you tonight. please go ahead with public comment.
Yes, sure.
All right, so,
So,
do we have any public comment? We always start our meetings with 10 minutes of that. Anyone in person can raise their hand physically, anyone online can push that little raise hand button. And I'll bring you the mic. Start by saying your name, please.
Hi, my name is Marshall. And I'm just struck by how well the meeting is being facilitated here. And at this time, when I know a lot of us are thinking about the macro situation in the world, and it's presenting a lot of emotional challenges, but we're also thinking about how to engage on the micro. It's great to get to experience and join in on a well-executed local endeavor. And so may we, congratulations to the WCC on concluding a year of well-done work. And may we enter into the next year together through times hard and easy, doing our best together. Thanks.
and so, that was Marshall. Marshall, how long have you been in the Whitaker? Say hi to your neighbor.
1 year, 20 years.
Nice.
Fantastic, welcome.
So I'm Cynthia, this is Mark. We just moved into the neighborhood. We bought a house on Fifth and it's between Blair and Tyler. And so we moved in August. So just looking forward to getting involved and meeting our neighbors.
Oh, fantastic.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Cynthia. Sorry, I've been running around. I don't see if anyone online has a hand raised. I'm kind of blind these days. Does anyone else have anything in the room for public comment? I'm gonna say something for a second, which is how much I appreciate Beth and Mike, I'm sorry, Beth and Mike for hosting us here at the Mission. I got to come early and take a little tour of a couple of the buildings, and this place just goes on and on. We've had meetings here in a couple different buildings, but I haven't gotten to see much else. And I know I saw far from everything, but the facility here is really fantastic. The hospitality center, the sewing room, the family center. I got to see a lot of really cool stuff. There's a craft room. So I'm very impressed. I was impressed already. I'm even more impressed, and we really appreciate your support.
So I have a question for you, Julie, since it's meet your neighbors and the Mission is clearly our neighbor as well. It's all of our neighbors that live here. What would be some things that you would say that would be good information for everyone in the neighborhood to know about what the Mission is doing right now?
Well, one thing I learned tonight is that there are over 200 beds available. So people who would like to change their lives and enter the program here can come and do that, 200 of them, in fact. The Mission no longer does a day service, a one-night kind of drop-in.
It's all residential services.
It's residential services. People who would like to come and join one of the programs come through an intake. Do you want to talk about this a little bit, Mike?
I could just tell you real quickly, it's, you come in for a couple of weeks in a rescue shelter. You're there for a few weeks. During that 2-week period, we get to know you a little better. You're getting to know us a little bit better. And at the end of the 2 weeks, you're making a decision. Either I want to go to Life Change Program, or I want to go to Rescue, Revitalize, Restore Program, or thank you for the 2 weeks of respite. I appreciate it, but I'm out of here. And you get to make that decision. And if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the programs, go to eugene.org or eugenemission.org and just look up about, go to employees. You'll see my smiley mug there. You can send me an email and I'd be more than happy to give you a tour and tell you more about the programs.
Awesome, thank you, Mike. We have some people from the Life Change Program here with us right now, is that correct?
Rescue, Revitalize, Restore.
Okay,
Brianna's gonna touch
okay, and we're gonna hear about that. So we've been partnering with the Mission for some time, and we're really happy to have you all as neighbors. Any other public comment? Because if not, we can play some bingo.
Yeah, all right, really good stuff, thank you very much. So how about we do that? How many gift cards do we have for tonight?
We've got 3 gift cards for tonight. Margaret, here is what we're playing for. I've been to a lot of bingo stamp bonds, and what they always say there is, the odds are good, but the goods are odd.
So a quick question, has everyone online been able to get their bingo card?
Susan
No.
has not yet.
Susan, you have not? So what can
No,
we do to
I'm
help you
on-
get your?
I'm on an iPad and I do not see, I use the iPad a lot for Zooming and I see no way to get into the chat.
Could I email you something directly? Could we do that?
Sure.
I think I have Susan's email.
We'll email you.
We're gonna
directly.
email you a card real quick. Is there anyone else that needs a bingo card?
Anyone else who wants to play and doesn't have one yet?
Screenshot, send it to her phone.
So what we're playing for, we have got some gift cards to give away tonight. One is for Elevation Bouldering. We've got one from the Apple Market, and we have one from Backyard Farmer. So that's a nice little mix.
Fantastic, so we're gonna try to get in 2 games of bingo, and we also have assigned everyone, including the people, did everyone sign in on the list? So everyone that's here and everyone online, you've all been assigned a number, and as we get towards the end of the meeting, we're gonna have a random drawing just for anyone to go ahead and give away one of the gift cards. So we'll try to get in 2 games of bingo, and we're just gonna sporadically throw out a couple questions as we go.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna read one of the categories. Anybody who has done the thing that I am talking about, raise your hand. It's not necessarily a race. I might call in a couple people, but we're just gonna learn who has done that thing. I might ask you to say a couple things about it, and then we'll write that person or maybe a couple different people's names down in the square. This is normal bingo. It's vertical, horizontal, diagonal, none of that 4 corners, none of that postage stamp. We're not doing blackout, normal bingo. So I want to know who is raising children in Whitaker. Do we have anybody here online who can say that one?
You already raised them and then. Yes.
Why not? Yes. Who is or did raise their kids? So we've got Margaret, we have Jane, we have Janet. We have my new friends whose names I don't remember right now. Okay. I want to know then, like, whose kids are the oldest? Do we know? Who's got the oldest children? 50? No way.
That beats me.
Yes.
Mine's 19.
Okay, and then youngest maybe would be you? So,
Yeah, 19.
so on that square, raising kids in the width, you could write Margaret, you could write Janet, you could write Jane, Jain. If I've missed your name, I'm sorry. Let's do another one. Who has volunteered at one of the Great Whitaker cleanups? This one, any year, it doesn't matter. Any year.
There's somebody.
We got somebody online. Stephanie does, yeah, I know, I was there with you. I meant to bring a picture of the shark, maybe we can get one up. Susan was there also. Do y'all remember when Wayne Love did it back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anybody else? Anyone?
okay, so in that square, you can write down Stephanie, you can write down Susan, you can write down my name also, I'm Julie. Let's do one more real quick. Who rides a bike instead of driving a car? Yeah, Steven. Marshall, right? Forget what your name is, friend.
John.
John?
John.
John?
Yes.
And Dennis, okay.
And Jane?
Oh, and Jane, yes, I knew that, Jane. Trying to think about a funny question to ask about riding a bike. Maybe less funny, but have all of us had our bikes stolen here in the WIT? Okay, great, you haven't? Ah, Steve has never had a bike stolen. Awesome.
Me either.
She's got many locks, okay. Y'all know they say that the kryptonite lock? Very old and heavy bike, that's a good strategy too. I I don't know if it's an urban legend or not, but they say that kryptonite guarantees their blocks against breakage everywhere except New York City and Eugene, Oregon. It's really true. What's that? Oh, Susan also, yes, I know you ride your bike all the time, Susan.
Yep.
Okay,
So, how many questions have we got?
we've asked 3.
Okay,
I think we've asked 3.
all right, so let's,
All right. So we've got some guests tonight. Is that where we're at?
correct, yes. All right, so, how do you all feel about the bingo so far?
Yay!
Yeah, I think it's fun, yeah. We're gonna take it up a notch and, when we raise our hand, how about we just say a little something about ourselves, like
Hey,
how old our children are, or, how long have we been riding our bike, or did we ride it to work, or,
thank you.
geez, at Sam Bonds, what was it you won?
I won lots of things at Sam Bon's bingo, but among items of note was an old school 70s set of Mondarchs, the kind that would pierce your skull. For real, I don't have them anymore. I also won a plug-in foot massager, and what I wanted was a set of Holly Hobby cups. But I had to make a multi-level trade because the Holly Hobby person did not want the foot massager. So I found the person who had gotten the bedazzler machine. Traded them my foot massager for the bedazzler, and then I took the bedazzlers for the person with the Holly Hobby cups, and I had an awesome present for my friend who collects that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, fantastic, so we will get back to that. So next on the agenda was Sacred Connections, to talk about the Great Whip Cleanup.
Stephanie's here.
I'm sorry?
They're here. Online.
Oh! I have my glasses on and I can sorry about that. So yes, to talk about the Great Wet Cleanup or community services that we offer. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the floor.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us and hosting that. I don't think I've ever played bingo online, and that's pretty fun. I like that twist. Can everybody hear us okay?
We're gonna turn it up a little bit, I think.
Oh, I don't know how to do
Oh,
feature.
no?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay, cool. I can hear you. So we can hear you.
Very good. Okay. My name is Stephanie. This is Lindsay. We are stewards of Sacred Connections Community Church. And we did host we picked up the torch to carry the Great Whitaker neighborhood cleanup forward. And we did one last month with great success. I believe throughout the whole day, we engaged about 40 volunteers, filled up 5-yard dumpster, and beautified our community and enjoyed meeting people and really just my brain is
learned a lot. We learned a lot, and we're excited. We're going to do it again in the spring. We're grateful for the turnout. Julie, the great wit shark. We're
I might or might not have worn a costume as a great wit shark, not white shark, while I cleaned up. It was fun. It was funny.
Just may have set a new standard for sure. Yeah. It was the first one, and as I said, we had a lot of learning to do, and we also think it was great. And garbage picked up is not a bad day. And we got a lot of people saying that they had a good time. We had donations from the neighborhood also, cards and things like that, which was really awesome. And the crew at the end. Some of the other services we offer here at the church, if it's held by Sacred Connections, there's donation based and no requirement. So like yoga just wrapped up in the other room tonight. And I think there's about 20 some people in the room. Every Wednesday at 5:30, we have yoga. No requirements to come in the door. We have refuge recovery on Thursday night, which is, I really love that it's about harm reduction. It's not about always being in perfection. It's harm reduction, like a choice, a lot like what I hear of the good things about the mission. You have a lot of growth with that. We have authentic relating on Mondays once a month which is really awesome, where people just learn just better communication skills, right? And then we also, the space is available for the community at a really low cost, and we work with a sliding scale to do their own things. We have somebody who teaches Tai Chi and he hosts it here. We had a CD release party here the other night. That was fantastic. So we're really here to fill the community needs. So if somebody has an idea or a vision or a need, we're always open to communicate and see what we can do for everything to thrive and grow. I don't know, anything else?
Yeah, I think that really covers it. You know, we're here to fill the needs and be a part of the community, and we're really honored and blessed to be here with all of you doing the good work, you know.
We have chanting that's coming in next
Oh,
month. Oh, and Thanksgiving. We have our grateful feast. So on Thanksgiving, the doors are open. There will be tons of food and some form of music, and anybody and everybody is welcome.
What are those hours? That's fantastic.
12 to 4. Yes. Yes.
Make sure to post that, and I'll share it in the neighborhood. So there used to be a great Whitaker Thanksgiving feed for years when 4J at the old Whitaker School, before it was Head Start, and I still get emails asking. Somebody emailed me from Marcola wanting to know, you know, if we were doing it, and they wanted to come and volunteer. And it was huge, and people still ask about it. And unfortunately, you know, that space is no longer available to the WCC, but it's great that you guys are doing that. It's great to know. So I do know the people in the neighborhood. It's the first that I've heard of it. So just get with Jen, which I know you know how to do, and we'll send the word out and make sure that people know that you'll be available for that.
Appreciate that. Yes.
Thank you.
We didn't speak about the food drive. It feels like everybody knows that, but that's not true. So every Sunday we have a food drive here. The line opens up at 1 p.m. It's free grocery shopping through Food for Lane County. We get to host this, and it's fantastic. And that's where we get a lot of volunteers. We have needs for volunteers in this thing. It's all volunteer based. It's all donated food, and it's all free for the community. All free. Which is so fantastic. So yes, anybody interested in volunteering, whether it be Thanksgiving, the cleanup, or on Sundays, we're over here, 10 West 3rd.
Fantastic. Does anyone have any questions? Yes. James, Julie's bringing the mic.
Thank you. Is the Tai Chi class an ongoing thing, or is that one time only? I'm kind of interested in that.
He has I believe it's like a 3-month class, and then he starts it over. Is that it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He booked up with it. Yes, that is one where somebody reserved it here, and all the information is available online.
Oh.
Sign up, and it is, I believe it's like a 5 or 6 week course, and then he starts it over again.
Fantastic. So that you have an online calendar, right? So people can go on and see. Okay, great. Do we have any, does that answer your question, Jane?
So that's online at Sacred Connections?
Yes.
Sacredconnections.com, right?
SacredConnections810.com.
810.
810.
Yeah, I just posted it in the chat.
Fantastic. Do we have any other questions? Any questions in the chat? Or in the, anybody online?
There is, but there's no questions in the chat.
No, but does
No questions.
someone read? Okay, fantastic. You know what? Thank you guys so much for coming. And please feel free to join us and play some bingo and meet your neighbors. And we plan on having a great meeting tonight.
Thank you guys for having us.
So that being said, I cannot say enough great things about this person. It is the end of the year. And I don't think that people really realize how much work goes into things that we do and that we accomplish, and changes that we bring right here into our community. Whether it's helping somebody move from their car with their kids into an apartment, whether it is helping someone with their home that needs to be redone, whether it is networking with other nonprofits, reaching out to our seniors. This person has been with us now, I think, over 3 years. And, they truly are boots on the ground out here doing things. They don't just push a pencil or sit behind a computer. They actually get up and go out and interact in our community, and they're part of what makes us who we are today. I've heard lots of conversation recently about a grant and what is a grant and how much money the WCC has and what we choose to spend our money on. I think that it's important that people realize that we actually don't choose what we spend our money on, our grants do. But anything that we can do that costs money and that does make our neighborhood more fruitful place for the community and for the people that live here is a positive thing. So that would not be happening, and our nonprofit would not be flourishing nearly as much as it is if it was not for Doriandra Smith. So please let's Doriandra. And I'm gonna hand the floor over to her. She does have some stuff to kick off, and actually, hold on a minute, Julie, let's do a bingo question.
Let's play some bingo while Miranda comes up. I want to know who has played batting cages at play. Marshall! Tell me about it, Marshall.
Well, there was a duck game happening, and it made me feel pumped up. And I was hanging out with Margaret, and $3, 15 pitches, more line drives in my memory than in the video record.
Okay.
But it was great.
All right.
It was super fun.
Anybody else been to play? I've been there. I haven't done batting cages. They're on 5th Avenue at Charmerton.
Yeah,
Right about there.
Yeah, and fun. Take your kids.
It's a
If
great
you have
all-ages
kids,
space.
or take your big kids.
Okay.
They also have online, or they have a video golf.
Next, so let's write Marshall down for played the batting cages at play. It sounds like you did all line drives, 100%. Who attended a concert in the park this summer? That's kind of my gig. Yay, I see a lot of people. Doriandra was there, Jen was there, Jane was there, Susie was there. I was there, just a little bit. So if you don't know, the WCC puts on, yep.
Susan was there.
Susan was definitely there. WCC puts on a free summer concert series. We're going to talk a little bit about it later, but it's kind of how I got active with the council. And we put on free concerts on Thursdays in July and August, and then we hold a family fun day, yard games in the park, ice cream social. So look for that next year. Let's do one more real quick. Karaoke. Who has sung karaoke at 255 Madison? They're over there by Heritage. Oh, yeah, believe it. What's your song, Margaret? What do you sing?
More than one.
Well, pull one up.
No.
I'm not gonna make you sing it. Just tell us. You don't have to sing it. Just tell us.
Favorite. It's, me and Bobby McGee by Janis
Oh,
Joplin.
Dennis Joplin, that's fantastic. You
We're
can
all
get
sitting that together.
Yeah. Come on, you start, Jane. That's right. Nothing left to lose.
that. Anybody close to bingo? Is anybody like 2 away, 1 away? 2 away.
All right.
Jen's
Miranda.
Dorinda's up.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Julie. You're doing a great job. All right, folks. There's a mic under it.
Oh, it's a bit
But I do know. Okay, I think, okay.
Hi, y'all. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We're really happy that you're here.
Can everyone online see the recap?
Oh, we're not there
Oh.
yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, well,
I put it up, that's just.
Oh, okay. Let's wait for a while. We've
Okay,
got a couple
tell me
more
when.
things to cover first.
yeah.
I'd really like this.
I'll just talk about it.
Okay, we are having a super cool thing tonight. Unfortunately, though, our broadband partners at Emerald are ill. I've been working with Tristan White from Emerald for months and months. He is quite a rock star. You know, we came to.
I was his middle school teacher at Oak Ridge.
You're kidding me.
I had to sign up, I did my name. Ms. Elliott?
Oh, that's so
Yay.
sweet. Oh my gosh. So you know Tristan, how sweet. Yeah, super smart, you know, just so passionate about making this project work for us. So, okay, give me the mic. The duo. Thank you. Thanks.
Susan, should she use the mic?
Is that better, Susan? Better?
What?
Oh. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I couldn't hear what the other person said.
Oh, Jane had Tristan White, our partner at Emerald Broadband in
Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge Preschool?
No, probably, maybe fifth, more likely seventh or eighth,
Adorable.
possibly 10th. Possibly more than one of those years.
He was a student of hers, which is really uncanny and neat. Anyway, so we got this, we had a grant from AARP, which is part of their Community Challenge project, where they really tried to target communities and improve the livability for folks over 50. So we chose the subsection of the interesting large grant of digital connectivity. You know, we had taken a really impact survey after that intense storm that we had here, an ice storm. And residents were across the board sharing the same frustrating experience of losing power, not having internet. So I talked to Emerald and I said, we've got this great grant and what can you do? So we have done these two projects now. One of them is right outside the door. And so we're grateful to Eugene Mission for this partnership. I'm gonna pass around these cards. So what will happen is one of two things. When the power in the city goes out, or our houses, which we have that happen a lot. Oh, thank you, Julie. We want you to know that you'll have one of these cards either tonight, or we'll also mail them to every resident in the Whitaker, probably next month. Hopefully in time for the ice storm. But if not, you know, please make a little note on your fridge or get it online here, because these are posted online.
No maybes.
No maybes, we're certain.
We'll get the mailer after.
We'll get it, right, Cindy? Okay. But, you know, we want you to know that you can go to either Bruns, Apple Market, or right out here near Eugene Mission, literally, as you came into this area right here, this will be your highest point of connectivity. And you'll be looking on your phone for the Wi-Fi setting that says WCC emergency Wi-Fi. If you look on your phones, you'll probably see it right now. And unfortunately, we can't all test it out because, as I mentioned, Tristan was not able to be here tonight to turn it on. But the way these will work is when we know that we have a crisis coming, we've got a storm or inclement weather that's been significant, Emerald will turn it on from their side and we'll have it for a period of time. It's a really interesting system where it's going through the normal fiber optic hub, but it's being backed up by an innovative battery pack that, as when we have blue sky days, when there is no crisis, very minimal wattage is loading these battery packs. And so when the power goes down, the battery will work for 5 to 7 days. So this is our hope, that we'll have the ability to connect to important government or state officials to know what we should do, where we go. So you can also, you know, use it to connect with your family out of state or anything you need to do, but we just wanted to keep that digital connectivity rolling.
And
So-
who came up with, did we just look at technology up on Google or what?
Jane's student Tristan is a fabulous thinker, and he and I kind of batted back ideas for months, and this system is finally what he came up with.
So you
it's
guys
in
created a brand new system to keep it charged.
True, yeah, this has never quite been done in our area, so we're very excited about that. The one that runs Apple is still being constructed. We had a couple little things, so they're creating a new outside section for it. So, yeah, great stuff, and let's stay connected. Whitaker Connects.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, let's hand it to Ms. Bingo.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right. Let's see if we can get a winner, y'all. I want to know who has eaten at Tiger Mama's.
I have.
Dana,
I have.
what'd you think?
I liked it. I had lunch with my neighbor.
Okay.
I had lunch with my neighbor, my next door neighbor at Tiger Mama, and it was fantastic. And I also, before it was Tiger Mama, when it was a private home,
Oh, wow.
I got to hang out when it was still the Shamrock House. So it's
Nice.
always neat to eat in there and look where the couch used to be.
Tell us about what kind of food it is, please.
It's wonderful Korean food. They've got a lot of vegetarian options, also a lot of gluten-free options, as well as like all the beef and pork that we so associate with delicious Korean food. And there's like various spice levels, and it's not too expensive. And everybody who works there is really, really gracious and sweet and nice and very attentive. Like I was once eating with like the wrong utensil, and they were so sweet. They said, "Oh no, it doesn't have to be this hard. Here, use this."
That's awesome, I love it. Fun fact about that building, my ex-partner and still good friend, Ryan, is a tile master. He's a tile contractor, and he did all the tile there.
Oh, beautiful.
Let's see if we can get a winner. I wanna know who has lived in the wet for 20 years or more.
Bingo!
Oh, so yeah, how long have you lived in the wet?
12 plus 24 would be 36 years.
36 years. What about you, Michaelina?
No, I got bingo.
Oh, you got bingo.
I got bingo.
Yeah, bingo!
20 years.
Okay.
Susan, Susan, how long have you lived in the wet? Long time.
Oh, and Joanna.
Oh,
Right?
How many years since I didn't catch that?
Are you waiting for me to speak? I can't. I moved in the house I'm in 91. So whatever number of years that is. And I also lived in the Whitaker between 71 and 76.
Wow. So 40 something, it sounds like.
30.
Oh, yes, I think I need to.
Whatever, you do the math. 91,
Okay, years.
like,
50 years. Jane has 50 years.
yeah.
As she stated, I actually lived on the corner of 5th and Pole from 1970 to 1974. So I'm able to add 4 years to that
Nice.
36 number.
Awesome. Who else online? It looks like a couple people.
Joanna was.
Oh,
I've been here in the same house, for over 50, up to 55 years.
50.
wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
All right.
Michaelina's the winner. So let's have her
So-
choose her gift card.
Sure.
Oh, I'll take the backyard farmer gift card.
Backyard farmer.
Fantastic.
Here you go.
So why doesn't everyone keep the bingo cards that they've been working on so far, since we don't have new ones?
You got
And
it.
when we play again, we'll just keep going with what we have.
Sounds great.
All right, so I hope that works for everyone. All right, fantastic. We are running ahead of the game, which is great. Yeah. I would like to give a little nod to, we have Cindy Kohlers here. She came to join us for kicking off Whitaker Connects and for our 2024 recap. Cindy works for the city, and she works for community engagement. And part of her position for doing that is working within that all of the neighborhood associations. So we were lucky enough, how many events have you been to today, Cindy?
Just two.
Okay, and you still have one to go back to?
Yes, that's all right.
Okay, thank you very much. You're always welcome, and we're so happy to,
I love coming to these meetings.
we're so happy to have you. Thank you. All right, Brianna.
Folks, we're gonna do a really fun recap of the year. Jen's made an incredible slideshow. She's gonna pop up here.
I am. I'm just trying to remember how to, there we go. That's now.
I can show you how to share screen.
I think I just did it. There we go. Nice.
So can we see the whole screen and then the people online see it as well? Can you put it up like you did before, like, and can Susan, can you see it?
Yes, thank you.
So why don't you just put it on the whole screen if you would?
Trying to,
Yeah, you had it for a minute.
I know, but it went to the other one.
There we go.
I'm not sure that I can. Oh, why is it doing that? I don't, okay, I think that.
And can you all see it online?
Yes,
Susan, can you see it? Just
Yes.
raise your thumb if you can.
Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up.
Okay, great, everyone can see it online. So yeah, so let's just,
Perfect, well, we're done. So, to recap this incredible year, first off, we want to say that we brought in over $110,000 in grant funds that have directly served the Whitaker neighborhoods, residents. That is from this day today, November 13th. We do have another really huge grant coming very soon. We hope to launch it this month, but it's a little bit behind, so that'll be our next big endeavor next year. I'm super excited about that, the Housing and Self-Care Program. In this year, though, we hired new staff. We brought on me. I'd already been with the Whitaker Community Council since 2021, but this is the first time the council has had an executive director. It's a privilege to do this. We also brought on our fabulous communications manager, Jen Vincent, and our bookkeeper, Beginning Belshaw. These three folks keep us rolling along with the incredibly talented staff of our board. We're all volunteers and do probably just as much work as us paid ladies, so thank you. Moving on, then we finished out this year a great project with the disaster resiliency. This was a group effort with OHA and many of our community partners. We had our organizational event at Washington Jefferson Park in May. We had a shelf-stable food cooking contest, which was absolutely hilarious. Stephen was a chef, a judge, and Margaret was the judge too. And there were times when they were like, but it was also shocking how much good food those folks turned out without being able to cook it or really have a lot of water either. It was wild. We had giveaways, we had live music, we passed out free go bag supplies for our community. We also had a pop-up bike shop with Shift Community Cycles, so folks that wanted to figure out how to adapt their trailer to a bike in case we have no roads or we're in a crisis where we can't drive. Those guys were great. We also had really neat, a learning circle where folks could learn about many different topics. We had Friends of Trees talk about fire safe landscaping. We talked about food resiliency, waterless sanitation, small container gardening. Green Hill was there that chatted about how to prepare for our beloved pets. And we had a family radio training and CPR. Moving on then, we also this year did our small garden program. This was really precious to us. 82% of folks in the Whitaker are renters and have very limited space to grow food. And as part of the resiliency effort, we wanted to change that. So we passed out over 180 vegetable starts, which were super cute, most of them organic. Tons of soil from Backyard Farmer, which was quite a shoveling effort, and tons of buckets, which were donated from Hummingbird Wholesale. So we had a whole little package where kids could come and pick out their plant, plant it, and then carry it on home and grow it. So a lot of good food was eaten this year. We have also done our Whitaker Connects that we just talked about today. We had a really fun event over at the Campbell Senior Center last month where we also passed out 50 solar cell phone chargers that have a fancy little flashlight and will keep you going as you make your way over to Eugene Mission or Bronze. You'll have your portable cell phone pack. So then also I want to hand this over to Julie to talk about our summer concert series, which was epic.
So the summer concert series is not new, it was not created by the WCC in fact. It's been happening for decades, and it was originally started by Ellen Schlesinger, sorry, Ellen for butchering your name, who is still a neighbor over on Fifth. And the intention was to activate Scobert Gardens Park. Instead of complaining about activities that we do not want to see in the park, the goal was and continues to be bringing activities that we want to see. We want to bring the neighborhood into the park. And I got involved with Ellen way back, maybe almost 20 years ago, and then fell away from it. And my friend and neighbor Sue on 4th, Ellen lives on 4th too, sorry, talked to me maybe 3 years ago about building it up again. I understand she barely single-handedly kept it going through COVID. She was literally down there with a 6-foot yardstick, keeping people far enough away from each other at the park so that we can have the event there. And I said, great, I've helped with that before. And the first year, Sue and I did it with absolutely no money, other than money I spent. And we asked the musicians to play for us for free. And to my delight, people like my lovely neighbor Chico, who you can see on the screen, were willing to give their skills and their talents to just for the love of the Whitaker. Last year, I got this wild idea that I was going to apply for a grant. And Thea helped me write the grant proposal, and son of a gun, we got an Art and Parks grant. So all of a sudden, we actually had a budget. Backing up, Margaret sucked me into the WCC the prior year. She said, hey, you should probably be under our auspice, or how about if we give you a little bit of funding so you don't have to get and print your own flyers. So that's kind of why I'm here.
And we are blessed for it. Thank you very much.
So we have the Art and Parks grant for next year guaranteed as well. Doesn't just mean money, which has been fantastic because I got to go to all these awesome musicians who've been giving us their valuable time and skill and effort for free for so many years. I got to go to these people and pay them. But we also got promotion. The city did a ton of promotion for us, and we had their money to make awesome posters. It'd be pretty funny to look at the first flyer I made, and then the flyer my graphics design friends made, and then the professional poster that we had this year, that progression. So because the city was promoting us and we had better promotional activities and efforts, we have a social media director now, our attendance was amazing. 2 years ago, I was at Chico's concert, there were 9 people there, and I brought 6 of them. We had 50 people on average, 40 or 50 people at each concert, each Thursday night concert, and at Samba Jaw, we had over 150. It was pretty epic. There's been free face painting, there are bubbles, the kids dance, the grown-ups dance, and we throw that Family Fun Day in August, and this year it was extra special because it was our 50th anniversary celebration. So the WCC has been serving the Whitaker community for 50 years. As of 2024, we got started in '74, I think because we were trying to deal with the fact that Washington Jefferson Bridge was being created and bisecting our neighborhood. So that's why the WCC got created in part. It was a day. I think we got down there about 10 and we wrapped it up about 8. So we weren't tired or anything, but it was fantastic. We had 2 bands, Rob Tobias and My Love, did a mixed set with the Grateful Dead and the Beatles.
Yep.
And then Peter Wilde and Friends closed us out. He's done Americana here in the neighborhood for ages.
Davis did a fundraiser.
Yes. Davis Northwest Smokehouse did a fundraiser for us. They had just opened. We had free face painting. We had lawn games. We had ice cream.
Lots of ice cream.
All kinds of ice cream for the Hippie. And we had guest speakers. Cody Piercy came and talked, Ian Windrock came and talked, Ellen spoke, feel like we had somebody else, but I'm forgetting. Cindy,
Yep,
Cindy, forgive me, Cindy came and talked. I'm looking right at her, is it like someone else? So it was great, and we will do that again next year as our normal ice cream social family fun day in the park. This was just special because of our anniversary. So that's all I got on art and parks, but look for our lineup. Starting the Thursday after Country Fair is our tradition. And if anybody listening is a musician, we love the people who've been playing for us, but we'd also like to change it up and add some new names. So you could reach out to me or to the WCC or to our friend Susan on Fort.
All right, let's give it up for Julie. Yeah. And just so that y'all know, when she said that we were all there from 10 to 10, she was there like that every week. And lots of times people didn't show up to help her. Maybe it was from 4 to 10, but.
It was maybe from 4 to 10.
But our 50th anniversary was a long day. There were some of us that were there all day, but the fact that she did that every week, she really, really loves our neighborhood and shows it with all the effort that she puts forward. And thank you very much for letting me suck you in.
You baby stepped me, Margaret.
all right, continuing our recap, I'm gonna hand this over to Jen. Jen had the most successful art walk ever, so tell us about that.
I think I should go there because of the owl. And not knock everything over.
Forgive me, I'm not much for public speaking, but I'm really excited to be here. I am extremely new to the WIT in Eugene. I've only been in Eugene a couple of years now, but I am an artist and I have my art hanging up at the Hybrid right now. And a friend of mine is Gloria Equiano, the coffee, and also at the Hybrid. And I guess Gloria and Margaret were talking about how we bring back the art walk this year. And I'm so grateful that we did it. Oh, was it? Oh, that's right, it was last year. So we were talking about how to grow it this year, I guess. And we did. We had an amazing team. We had, I think, 6 or 8 people when we started the season out. And we set a lot of systems into place for going forward. Michelina is part of our team. But the numbers were really fun. That's kind of what I talked about before the board meeting, so I'll just talk about that again. So we had 30 venues, give or take. It was a little different every month. And through those 30 venues, we had over 80 visual artists and musicians that showcased their art. And that took place over 6 different art walks. 6? What?
No, 6.
No, May, June, okay, yeah. 6 different art walks. So it was really fun. It was like a masterclass in getting to know the WIT for me, which was really fun. But we greatly grew, I think, our footprint of the art walk. We had, we started a brand new website this year for it. The website throughout the season had over 3,000 visits, just the website alone, which is where we hosted the map. So it was kind of hard to gauge attendance, although we heard it from the venues that the attendance was really high. But seeing as we couldn't get to all 30, we don't have a good feel for that ourselves. But our Facebook posts were reaching into the thousands, probably about 13,500 people near the end of it. We increased our Instagram followers, so that's all helping us to get the word out. We had some really awesome posters this year that we put up, about 100 all around Eugene. And, oh, the walking tours. We had Sierra from Eugene Eats do walking tours. It was different each month, and she walked around the WIT and showed not just venues and artists and talked about them, but she talked about the history of the WIT, and she showed murals. I was lucky enough to go on one of those tours, and I learned this one. So it was really fun, and it brought me to WCC, which I'm so grateful for.
So how many Instagram followers did we have when you started?
Like 400, I think.
And how many do we have now?
Almost 800.
And how many Facebook followers were there?
I'm not sure, maybe 750?
How many are there now?
We have over 1,000 now.
Good job, we broke 1,000. All right. Very good job, thank you very much, Jen.
Just a little bit more, we affectionately call the Whitaker Art team, WCAT, and I'm not sure how that started, but WCAT was in its heyday, in our last big iteration of it back in 2022, when we worked with the CDC Foundation and we created 9 massive street murals all around Whitaker. When you're driving around, you see something cool and bright under your car or your bike, that was our team. And it kind of fell down for a while because we got so busy with other projects, and Margaret one day was like, we need to revitalize this art team. So she did a stunning job at handpicking folks and really bringing together artists that then formed the new WCAT committee, and we've had the most successful year ever. So thank you, Margaret, for bringing that back to work, back to life.
Yeah, that was your work.
That was her baby, yes. And then, right, that's how we have Jen now. That was amazing, so all good. All right, so we also started a fabulous partnership with some dear folks in the room today from Eugene Mission Rescue, Revitalize, and Restore Group. And this is the Amazing Green Team. You guys want to raise a hand? Come on, okay. These are the folks that you see recently out in the streets and with our seniors in their homes. They are working every Tuesday from 9 to 11 a.m. They show up in a fabulous little Eugene Mission van with all the tools and all the cheer and all the positivity, and they tackle projects one at a time. So we are super grateful for them. You've brought so many beautiful improvements, and just amazing to know that we have this partnership. So
It's our pleasure. We've got 2 volunteers, and how many people are in the community service class?
Oh, there's at least 8 to 10 of us.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so we've got around 10 people every Tuesday coming for a couple of hours to do whatever Doriandra asks us to do. And we're happy to do it, and these are 2 of our guests that are residences that are part of that community service team.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
It was neat to walk from here up to Bryant's and then walking up and down the sidewalks and then the side streets and you know that, oh, hey, the area's nice and clean and the house is presentable, and stuff like that.
It's really
It's neat,
Yeah.
Maybe you can put up like little signs that say, Whitaker Cleanup Network was here.
Oh, I like that.
Or the back door, Whitaker Community Cleanup was here.
That's a sweet idea. Get little yard signs.
And people that are walking by that don't know anything about it can say, well, what is that? I want to join. Maybe.
That's sweet. Yeah, we could do that. We could do a QR code so someone can link it back to the page. Yeah, that's great. Good stuff. All right. They, last week they were over at the East Blair Housing Co-op, which is a really neat historical place. WCC, in collaboration with other folks that were in that era, decided to create this housing co-op. So this was one of our first projects, basically. It was 72, no, we don't have Katie here. 76, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But so they are working on 2 units there that will be coming up for rent. So that's a fabulous.
Did you call start before the council, was the council?
Oh, Cindy's looking here. Oh, no, sorry.
Did the co-op start before the council was the council? That was part of NORAD, right, or not NORAD, NOR.
Netco?
NETCO, that's it, yeah, it came out of NETCO. And I don't know, it was somewhere between 74 and 76.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's a really sweet place. All right, so yeah, so much thank you to you guys. It's a really incredible gift. And to close it up, we just want to say we've had 4 amazing fundraisers where our incredible partners, Davis Northwest Smokehouse, supported our 50th anniversary. There was barbecue, the best I'd ever had, I think. Boy, the collard greens were out of this world. We also had a great event at Oakshire. They supported us. And we did one at Hot Valley, and also Run's Apple Market there had a giving day for us. You can see Margaret.
It's the first annual, they said.
Yeah, the first annual. That's the greatest picture. I love that one. So yeah, thank you so much to those partners. We've had a great year. We have learned things that we'll expand our next year. I believe we've come to a greater empathy and just a really good progressive feeling about how we can continue to strengthen our safety net for our residents, our friends, our community, and we're doing it, so we're grateful. All right.
All right. Well, the good news is that we are running way ahead of schedule, which is great. Okay, so yeah, let's play another round of bingo.
Okay, y'all, we're gonna play another round of bingo. We're gonna use our same cards, but, I'm gonna ask you not to count the ones you did in the last game. We'll see how well that works, since it's, you know.
Why not, they can't?
We're gonna play it like as if we have a new card? No? Okay, that'll work. Let's just keep going.
I think
Okay,
we should just
That's
keep
too
playing with the
complicated.
same card we have.
okay, too complicated, I got it. Let's start with a fun one. Who remembers the block party? Probably almost everybody, right? Do you know about not the block party now? Because there's still parties. It's not the block party, but there's still a big bunch of house parties on for Saturday in August. So Chris Gadsby, who's longtime chair, eccentric character, good friend of mine, I love Chris. He's the one who created it, and it got huge, right? Does anybody know how many people were here at the height of the block party?
5,000, 10,000.
20,000.
What do you think, Stephen, do you know?
You know how many people came to the block party when it was real big? More than you can count, right?
Thousands.
I think more than 10,000. I kind of like it better now. You can walk around. But anyway, so I think we could write anybody's name, write your own name down for attending the block party, right? Or any of us here. Does anybody have block party stories? What's the funniest thing that ever happened at the block party?
No, tell.
Anybody have a story they're willing to tell?
I'll tell you a little story. This is, there's a local writer named L.J. Sellers who writes, murder mysteries. And her protagonist is a police officer, Detective Jackson, and they are so local. They are set in Eugene, and they're pretty accurate. I forget, there's about 8 or 15 of them now, and one of them, the culmination, is at the block party. And the bad guys are running around, and Detective Jackson's running around, and they're ducking in and out of the Porch of Distinction. It's just a riot.
That's fantastic.
That's my.
What's the name of the series?
Her name is, the writer's name is L.J. Sellers. You can see her at the Authors and Artists Fair at the fairground every year. I think it's December 11th this year. And, she has a big package of her books.
Cool.
And she's got a couple of other characters. She's always trying to sell me other books that are not set in Eugene. But I'm holding out for the Detective Jackson series.
Nice.
She's not the best writer in the whole wide world. But of the writers who write books set in Eugene, she's really good.
That's awesome.
I mean, a story, actually.
Okay,
All kinds
sure.
of story, but, so I used to live on 4th and Polk. I lived down by all the people that you're talking about, they were my neighbors. And for me, the favorite thing about the block party, at that time, I lived with my ex, just a couple doors down from Kitty Piercy. And when it first started, we were all very social, and we had the biggest, best barbecues, and everybody would come to my house. And we would we actually created a very long tradition, and what a great way to grab the community and pull them all together. Everyone came over, we put up pop-up tents, and then of course we just walked down to Blair, and that was when they had the big stage. And so for those of you that don't know, they do have some artists that are back on First and Blair. They used to make clothes there. Those were designer clothing shops. And they actually ended up doing better, and all of those folks moved up to Portland, from what I understand. But they would have a fashion show, and I would take my boy down there, Rocco. He'd get up on my shoulder. You know Rocco. I don't know if you remember Jane, but yeah. It's all right, but, I would put him up on my shoulders and thousands and thousands of people, and we would just watch this fashion show. But it was just such a great day for just neighbors.
Yeah.
And that's what I do now. I know that's what you do. My whole block gets together now on Block Party Day.
Yep.
Even though there's not a block party, we always have a block party. And it's fun, and it's just a good time to celebrate community. So even though there's not students puking here,
That was
which
great.
can get a little much, I must admit, there's no reason that you can't get together with all your neighbors and just, actually, a few of you have been to my house and next door for a block party, and they're the best.
The best food.
And it is what makes this community who we are. Do we have somebody, someone raise their hand online?
I think that was Travis. What do you got about the block party, Travis?
Travis?
Hi, is there any community comment left?
Community comment regarding what? We're talking about the block party right now.
Oh, okay. Is there going to be any opportunity for community comment after the block party discussion?
Sure, well, give us a few, but we did have public comment for the first 10 minutes, like always. You didn't hear that part?
No, I missed it.
All right, well, just let us get through this bingo stuff, and Dorian's has got to finish up a little bit, and we'll be
It's all
more than
right.
happy to give you a
It's
few
all right.
minutes, all right? Thank you for being here, by the way, Travis.
I have a quick block party story. I live on Adams, just off 3rd, so right at the edge of what was traditionally the main street. My house was built in 1922. So in 2022, we decided to throw our house a 100th birthday party on Block Party Saturday. And so, of course, what do you do when you're having a party? You put on a hat. So we made a 6-foot tall cone, covered it with bright gold tablecloths, wrote happy 100th birthday on it, climbed up on our roof, hauled it up with a rope, and put it on top of the house. We had a 1920s themed party, dressed in period costumes, and confused a lot of people who walked past, because they all wanted to know who was 100 years old, and they didn't know it was our house. And I had a lady very sincerely ask me how I knew that my house was built on August 3rd of 1922. Anyway, get back to the bingo. And then I might have not taken it down the next day because we were drinking and you shouldn't climb on your roof. And then there was a big windstorm, and I lay awake all night afraid that this hat was gonna fly off my house and hit somebody, but it didn't. Who has eaten at Nelson's? I bet a lot of people. Jen, everybody. Jen, what do you like at Nelson's?
Everything.
Everything.
Nachos.
Nachos.
Oh, birria.
Ooh, birria. Very, very good.
And that gives me a bingo.
Oh!
You can't win.
I know.
Okay, well.
So we're still playing.
Yeah. Who has a community garden plot in Whitaker right now? Or if maybe no one has one actively now, who has had one in the past? You have. You got one right now?
Not now,
Okay.
no, but I will again.
Yeah.
I will again. I really enjoyed it. I had it for 3 years,
Okay.
and it was just a half plot, but what a great deal.
You
It's
can grow a lot
only
of
$60 for a half plot, and you can share all the tools with everybody, and it was a great social. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna do my own thing and just garden alone, and it was really nice to be there and interact with people and share seeds and pass stuff back and forth. It was great.
I think that program is back to being so popular, you got a lottery in.
Yeah.
That's how it was when I got in, and then for a while, there were empty plots, and now it's back to being hotly, COVID made everybody want to grow food.
Was nice too, because I could walk there, it was only a block and a half from my house.
You can grow a lot of food in a 15 by 22 space, and they provide all the tools. So anybody who wants to get into gardening can suggest it. Who has attended last Friday Art Walk? We were talking about how successful that is. I bet Jen went once or twice. Lena went, Marshall went. Anybody have any favorite stories about that?
Susan went.
Susan went? Favorite artists or favorite stories about that? Anybody got anything cool? I admit I haven't done very much.
And what?
Oh, Art Walk.
Anyone have any stories?
Yeah. So we know that Jen went, we know that Michelina went, we know that Marshall went, we know that Jane went. Right,
I have a good story.
What's
I
that?
have a good story.
Okay, let's hear it.
The last art walk that I went to, there was the director of the Eugene Queer Choir had a sing-along. And she taught all of us how to sing these incredible songs that were like rounds. And so there were like 3 groups of people singing these very short songs, all sitting around at picnic tables. And it was just beautiful. And it was such a cool collective art experience that we got to have together.
I love it.
Susan raised her hand.
Susan, what do you know? What do you say about that?
I have a memory story, actually, that just came to my mind at this moment. During COVID, I'm getting echo, but during COVID, when the Whitaker Community Art Team was as a group, and I was part of that group, and Ian and a number of people, we were making we mere making the flyers by hand. They were like, paper. And I would go on my bicycle to hand them directly to the businesses. And I remember I have such a fond memory of how happy people were when I would personally take those flyers to the business and engage with them and give them the flyers and talk about the artwork. I have such a fond memory of that those interactions that I had when I was doing that during COVID. So, yeah.
Interactions during COVID too, right? I want to know who grew up in the WIC. I know a lot of people have lived here for a long time. Anybody present who was here as a child? Ooh, maybe not. I know we have lots of us.
I went to Whitaker Elementary. My name's Dennis.
Dennis, went to Whitaker Elementary. I
I'm
like
here
that.
at the archery.
And yeah, and you're part of this program now. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, 1970.
71.
And then my mom, I lived in apartments by the bridge.
Okay.
And it used to be called Jefferson Arms
Mm.
in 1971. And then we moved over to Oak Patch Road
That's awesome.
and
So
grew
you've
up
been
on
here.
18th Avenue thereafter.
Hey, Susan.
Susan, do you have a bingo?
I think I have a bingo.
Susan's got a bingo.
All right, Susan, so
I got 2 choices. Would you like elevation bouldering to adventure there, or would you like a Red Apple gift card?
I couldn't hear the first thing.
Oh, the first one is elevation bouldering. I think it's like a climbing gym over on.
Yep, climbing gym over by REI.
actually,
I don't-
it's really cool.
I don't think I'm going to be climbing. I mean, I have aspirations, but I don't think reality is going to happen. So the red apple's fine.
It's yours. Fantastic. Okay, so Doriandra is gonna make sure you get that, Susan.
Okay.
And thank you for playing Whitaker Bingo. Was it fun? Was it interesting?
Yeah. Well, we still have one more gift card to give away, but before we do that, we're gonna give it back to Briandra a few. And Travis, what was it that you wanted to say? Can you keep it under a couple minutes?
I just had I'm sorry I missed the, it's more of a health and safety issue. If I can speak to a concern that I had in the neighborhood, I'd appreciate it. Is that all right?
Can't hear you, Travis.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Weird. Okay. it was more of a safety and health concern that I had, and I couldn't make the meeting yesterday.
Oh, I think that was a sign. Go ahead, Travis, go ahead.
So I was just wondering if I can present a safety concern that I have.
Yeah, Travis, just keep it under a couple minutes.
Okay.
Tell us what's going on. Remember, this is a meet your neighbor and what we've accomplished for the year. That's what the meeting's about today.
Okay, well, maybe my comment will draw some more inspiration for the next year.
Okay.
I saw there was some campers on Second and Van Buren. Well, there were some tents. The campers were not around, but the Public Works and the HSO Eugene Police were cleaning up a mess today there. And as I walked up, there were needles all over the right of way, and what they called a water meth pipe. It was like a bubbler bong for meth, pouring out of these tents. So this is a concern I have because growing up in the Whitaker, I would get into some of the transient camps, and me and my siblings would dig through stuff and expose ourselves to things we probably shouldn't have exposed ourselves to. A lot of these tents are loaded with needles. I personally have never seen a collection of needles like I saw today pouring out of those tents. So I implore everybody in the neighborhood to report when they see these camps pop up in our residential neighborhood. And I implore the Whitaker Community Council to advocate for our neighborhood to the city and start cleaning up our neighborhood and making it safe for children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Travis, and thanks for coming. And just so everyone knows, you can go to www.whitakercommunitycouncil.com. And there is information there if you have a safety concern, if you are worried about someone. I do know that Cahoots has gotten quite small. I mean, I myself last month helped with a guy that died on the street. And it was not a very pleasant situation, and it was, I think he probably died of sepsis actually. The first thing people ask is, oh, did he OD? Did you have Narcan? And it's unfortunate that that's what the first thing that comes to their mind when they think about our community and our neighborhood, because that's not always the truth. But on our website, you can go, and it does. Jen, how do they get there on the website?
If they go to the drop down, and then I believe it's called resources, so I was just trying to look that up. Yep, under
Yeah,
resources.
and if you have not been to the website lately, go look. It's been updated, and it's updated on a consistent basis. I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you click the menu on the top right, there's, it says resources, and then if you click resources, it says how to report concern. And then there are drop downs on that page for what kind of concern it is.
So one thing just to point out, and then we're gonna move on to how to meet your neighbor. But I did talk to someone that is connected to the dispatch center. And it was in regards to how many calls that actually get responded to, how many officers there are, all of that stuff. One thing that I did find out that the city is doing, that the police department is doing, is that every time you make a call, they may say, okay, we'll send it to dispatch, but they make a mark on a map. And they have a map of all of Eugene. And they're doing that throughout the whole city so they can see how many incidences are happening in what neighborhoods. So if you have some safety concerns that are for your neighbors, whether they're housed or unhoused, if you have some concerns for yourself, for your children, for whatever the case may be, you can go on the website and it does show you how to report online. and the city is keeping track of it, which is something that they did not do previously. So they're creating red zones, I guess. Is that correct?
Yep, you drop a pin and they're able to track that, and they can provide that information to the neighborhood association if you have.
Oh. Okay, well, there you go, Travis. That was, we'll look at that next year and see if we can get that information. I think that that's probably a good idea. But that being said, please go check out our new website, and it's being updated all the time. You actually can find all the meeting minutes on there, the YouTube videos. You can find your board members there, what's happening, activities, links, where people can go eat, lots of different programs, things that are specific to the Whitaker and to the WCC. Thank you very much, Jen, and it is a continuous work in progress. So, and if you see something on there that you think, hey, this might be great, like making a QR code that says Whitaker Cleanup was here, please just shoot us an email at whitakercommunitycouncil.com. And we're always looking for ways to update our system to make it more user-friendly, and it's a constant work, or a constant process. Okay, Briandra.
Okay, back up, all right.
Tell us a joke, Briandra.
Oh, okay, what do you call a skunk that flies? A snowcopter. Okay. All right, Margaret wanted me to just give a quick little storyline about how grants work. And I think that we encourage you as a community to think about what you want to do, what you want to see. Because when we get the grants, it's a whole process of where we've got operating expenses covered, we have community resources available. So the sky is really the limit in terms of what we decide to do to better the community. And I spend a lot of my time online researching them and finding them, bringing them to our board. But please bring them to us too. If there are things that really concern you or you find pressing, let us know, write to us, and I'll keep an eye out for them. So going into how they work would put everyone to sleep immediately, so I think we're not gonna do that. We do wanna just let you know, we have an upcoming Healthy Homes grant. That's what I was mentioning earlier, and we'll be able to fix 80 homes in the Whitaker that are aging. These will provide two kind of buckets of work. We'll be doing energy efficiency upgrades, which is important as we address climate change. Also, the other part of it would be to increase health and safety in the house. So if you have neighbors that have special needs, or we need to do ADA improvements, grab bars, widening doors, doing wheelchair ramps, we'll have a huge capacity to support those neighbors. The third category with that is mold and allergy problems. These houses are old, they're precious, they're the gem of Eugene, many, like Julie's 100-year-old baby. And we have these issues with Pacific Northwest, so we'll be doing remediation of allergens, mildew, stuff like that. So that's coming up. If you know someone that needs some support, that's low income, either renter or owner of a home, let us know, and we'll get them in the queue for when we start that grant. Also, lastly, it's such a big gift when our community volunteers with us. We have so many things that we need support in. So if you ever have time, or you've got a topic that you're passionate about, drop a line to the email, because we've got many things coming up next year that we could really value the community support in. So, all right. I think we're gonna hand it back to the last bingo game.
No, we're gonna do a random number. We're all done with bingo.
Oh, okay.
Who was that?
Okay, so those of you, Susan, how did you feel about this meeting? This is a little different than anything that we've done in a while. How did you feel like it went? It was more like an open forum kind of thing.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, on Google, I don't get to see the square with the people in the on site is so tiny. But besides that, that's the only drawback. But I love the bingo thing. I love the bingo.
Okay, fantastic. And what do you think, Stephen? How did you feel about the structure of the meeting tonight? It was kind of loose, more like a town hall kind of thing.
Great, nice. It didn't feel like there was a big separation between us and the folks online. It felt like a unified meeting.
Oh, the bingo helped with that, huh?
Yeah.
Anyone else have any comments on how the meeting went as opposed to how it's gone in the past? Well,
I think the sound is better.
yes, the sound is definitely better.
The jokes are better.
Okay, and the meeting took a group, it was a group effort and, it was great. It's been, we've had our share of, things to overcome the past 6 months and, we wanted to do something that would be a bit more community oriented. And also know, real quick, so we do have elections in April. Yes, Janet?
I just wanted to add and thank, Alicia, I forgot your name already, that you and the lady, thank you for the wonderful tour. I'm so glad we have the mission and your organized, your organization. And it's wonderful how you guys network through the community and it not necessarily relying on federal tax dollars, with donations, and discovered rightly so that this is not based on religion per se. It's a misnomer out in the community, and I thank you for all your good effort, what you presented tonight in your tour. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I've known Mike, well, a little while. Anyway, so in April, there will be an election for a new board. Every April, there is an election for a new board. So that means it's time to get new people to run. What? What do you mean? You're just getting warmed up. It means it's time to prepare for a new chair.
Maybe, yeah, all positions come up every year.
Yes, every position comes up every year.
If you live, work, or own in the Whitaker, you are eligible to run as long as you have attended a meeting.
Correct, you need to have come to a meeting, and the same to vote. So we will start talking about that in, January a little bit, cause March or April is right around the corner. So, really quick, we do have, let me ask, does anyone have any kids or grandkids?
Kids.
All right, you know what, I'm gonna say, Jane, you got grandkids?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have 2 grandkids.
and do they come to your house?
Uh-huh.
How old are
They are 8 and 5.
they? So does anyone care if I just make an executive decision
The elevation bouldering is kind of.
say elevation bouldering, I'm just gonna give you the gift card, yeah. Yes, it's, yes, and so much fun.
We got one more we can give away, if you wanna pick it, who wants to?
All right, so let me see here. Let's just say Cynthia. Cynthia?
Yeah.
Cynthia, pick a number
Pick a number for us. Cynthia.
between 1 and 13.
11. Number 11.
That would be Joanna.
Joanna.
Joanna, are you still with us?
No, we can get, oh, she might be.
Yes, I am.
Joanna, you are, so what we did is I just took the, our attendance basically and gave everybody that wasn't on the board or that was not, with the mission or, the city and put their name on here and put a number next to it and That's what Joanna wins, so we're gonna, that's the backyard farmer. You make sure that Joanna gets that?
She's talking.
Yes, Joanna?
What does the backyard farmer involve?
So backyard farmer sells gardening supplies. Do you garden much?
I think you might sell baby chickens, because you can hear the rooster
Chickens,
going. when
yes.
you go by
They
there.
do, they sell chickens, chicken feed. Do you garden at all, Joanna?
I do garden, I don't chicken.
So Joanna, what do you garden? Share a little bit with us about yourself.
Vegetables and some flowers.
All right, fantastic. Well, Doriandra has a gift card for you, and she'll make sure that you get it. It's kind of kitty corner from Washington Jefferson Park. Right when you go under the bridge, it's on the right-hand side. Stephen.
Got it. Thank you.
Joanna was at the health and safety meeting yesterday. Joanna is doing amazing work to improve communications between the WIT and the city in the event of disaster. So Joanna, thank you for all the research you're doing.
Well, I want to thank you all for being open to the whole concept, because it has taken a while to get to this point, and I know that now it will continue to get more a little bit. So thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. And just so everyone, so we do have a health and safety committee meeting every Tuesday. It proceeds
Like yesterday.
yesterday. One Tuesday a month. It's right before the general meeting.
So the second Tuesday.
It's the second Tuesday of every month, and it happens online. And I really would highly suggest that everybody go to at least one. You will be surprised at some of the content that they talk about. For those of you that are not aware, who knows that they're going to turn Coos Bay into an international port? Okay, so they've already got the money, they're already doing it. Huge, huge thing. So the main hub for the railroad is in Eugene. It's also the Whitaker. That means that we're gonna have 12 trains a day that are going through the Whitaker that are a mile long, that are stacked two railroad, two containers high. That's correct. 12 a day, each train will be a mile long. And they are going right through our neighborhood, and it's happening. So if you want to be involved and feel like you want to have something to say about that, come to the Health and Safety Committee meeting. That's something we're gonna discuss next year, and we're gonna try to have the people come and talk to our neighborhood, and maybe we can also get with the Bethel Danabo neighborhood, because it will affect them, and it will also affect train songs. There's strength in numbers, yes.
Travis has had his hand raised for a bit.
What's up, Travis?
Hi, quick question. Is the lady from the mission still available?
No, she's not here. She's out and about somewhere.
Okay, maybe one of you guys heard. I didn't quite make out what she was saying. Did she say there was 200 shelter beds available tonight?
There is 200 beds available tonight, yes.
And is that, I know they differentiate.
Hold on, Travis, because Mike can answer that.
Yes, we have over 200 beds available. So we have room for people who are looking for shelter, but also looking to move forward and improve their life. So they can show up drunk or high, but once they show up, then that stops, and we'll be with them to go through that. But they have to be willing to take that step, and they've got to want to move forward in their life. That's the criteria.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I think that the mission does an excellent job. What I'm trying to figure out is that Lane County has a shelter bed finder online that posts fairly up-to-date access to different shelters. And right now it's listing the mission as 15, that's 15 beds. And so what I'm wondering is the 200 not low barrier then, and the 15 would be low barrier?
The 15 is low barrier, and the 200 would be, yes, the 200 would be after you get through the rescue shelter. Maybe one of these times you guys will give me 10 or 15 minutes and I can kind of explain how it all works.
Right, I would love to, and we'll do that after the first of the year.
That would be
And
great.
I know some people from the city that actually want to come and do a real tour.
Okay.
And perhaps we could do it when it's a little lighter outside.
That would be wonderful, and I could really shed light on how it works.
Okay, well,
Yes.
thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, and Travis, maybe you could come down and go through the tour.
Yeah, I really appreciate what the mission does, and I believe in their format. I'm glad they offer low barrier shelter beds also. I sure wish some of the probably 75 people down at the Underbridge Park would be taking advantage of such a wonderful option for their lives, but that's just me. Thanks.
Thank you, Travis. All right, so remember, there's no meeting in December. We will have a meeting the second Wednesday of January. Is there a Health and Safety Committee meeting in December?
Yes.
Yes.
No, not in.
Oh, not in December, okay, thank you very much, Julie. So if you're interested in coming to the Health and Safety Committee, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, go to our website, sign up for our email. All those things are available and you will get notifications on when you can come and what's happening and when, and if you have some things that you want to do yourself, then please come and say, hey, I have this idea, and see if we can be a catalyst to make that happen for you. All right? Thank you, everyone, and all the winners. Thank you to the mission very much for having us. It's always a pleasure. And yes, we will talk about doing that next year.
Take whatever food you want, leave the dishes.
Thank you.
Yeah, people coming in the morning and then I'll clean up for you. There's nothing to clean up.
All right, you
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.